Hey, what's going on, everybody? It is James here with Crypto Quick Start. Wanted to shoot a video for you today on the crypto markets and kind of where everything is at. Of course, we've had this really bullish move with Bitcoin the last 24 hours. So I want to talk about that a little bit. I want to talk about future targets, possibilities, all that kind of stuff. So first thing I wanted to address is this stuff I keep seeing on Twitter today, which is really strange. I keep seeing people calling this a bullish engulfing candle. That is not a bullish engulfing candle. If you're going to use technical analysis, you can't, start changing the meaning of patterns to fit your own narrative. A bullish engulfing candlestick pattern, number one, it typically occurs in a downtrend and it's a reversal signal. So you'd be going down, then you'd have that occur, and then you'd start going back up. Doesn't mean it's impossible to occur in an uptrend, but typically it's a downtrend reversal. That's number one. Number two, in a bullish engulfing pattern, the candle has to have a higher high and a lower low than the previous candle. So we had a higher high, obviously, but we did not have a lower low. If you look, this candle had a low down here, and we never did have a lower low. So it's not a bullish candle. That's just, wishful thinking. The reason that people are saying that is because they are trying to compare that to 2017 as evidence that we're going to go back up and make possibly new high, all-time highs, or test old all-time highs. And the reason they're saying that is because they're trying to compare it to this little stuff right here. It's kind of a weird circle, but you can see what I'm talking about. This pattern here, this red correction candle, or falling price candle, and then the green candle. Same thing though, wasn't a bullish candle, right? Did not have a lower low. So not really sure what they're going for there. Number two, I think it's dangerous to compare those because if you look, this was a fairly big, range that we had on this candlestick. This was about a 31 to 32% range from top to bottom, whereas this most recent weekly candle was nowhere near that much. It was more like 13 or 14% from top to bottom, right? Maybe even 15%. I'm just kind of eyeballing that. But the other thing, when I look at that, the reason that I don't think there's really any reason to compare the two is because if you compare them on the Fibonacci retracements and you come from this low over here, let's take a low from here, from this bottom to this top, we can see that this actually did come down and go through the 50% fib. Didn't quite get to the 61.8, but there was some type of retracement. Not quite as much as I would have liked to see, but there was a retracement, right? Down past the 50% fib. If you, on the other hand, look at what's happening right now, and by the way, I'm going to show you the bullish side of this scenario in just a second. If you look at what's happening right now, we go from the bottom to the top. This was the top before this, candle happened. This candle didn't even make it to the 38 fib, right? Much less the 50 or the 61. This was in no way a correction in my mind, right? This was just basically profit taking. That's what I look at this at. I look at this like, hey, this was people taking profits, okay? I don't look at that as a correction at all. That's my interpretation of that. So I just don't see them as being the same scenario, okay? That's the bearish side of things. The other thing that really kind of is strange is people are talking like we're going to go back to old highs. We haven't even tested on the larger scale. We haven't even tested the 38 retracement, right? From top to bottom, the 38 is going to be around $9,600. So the first thing we need to do is go up and test this, bam, hit it, and see what happens. Maybe we break right through. Maybe we test it, come down and correct. Maybe we test it, consolidate a little bit, and then break through. Who knows, right? But we need to test it. We can't just start talking about $20,000 when we haven't even broke through the 38. And then if we break through that, we need to test the 50 fib, right? Which is right around $11,600. 11.5 to 11.6, depending on your charts and the platform you're looking at, right? So we need to test this level. Same thing. We need to see what happens there. If we break through that, then we need to test this level. And if we break through that, then yeah, we can start talking about retesting $20,000, okay? Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen. And as everybody probably knows by watching my videos now, I tend to have a little bit of a bearish bias just because I know from experience that when you have one of these great big moves like this, these parabolic moves, we're up almost 200%, they tend to have pretty severe corrections. So I'm not going to FOMO buy at $9,000 Bitcoin. Just not going to happen. Okay. That being said, there is some bullish stuff that I see in these charts. Okay, let's forget about it being overbought and all that kind of stuff for just a few minutes. Let's forget about the bearish divergences and all that. Let's look at this continuation. If we zoom in to a daily, there is actually a continuation trade here. I'm not taking it, but there is an argument for continuation trade, right? Where we came up, we had this move. This move was about $5,900. We came down, did some consolidating, and it's entirely feasible that we might see a continuation of another $5,900 from these lows, right? Lows are right around $7,400. So guess what? If it goes up $5,900, look where that puts us. That'll put us right about 13.3. That's awful close to our 61 fib, is it not? Very, very close. So could I see this thing going to 13.5 without first correcting? Actually, I could, right? But again, I don't have enough information to buy Bitcoin at $9,000 just because I hope it's going to go there. I don't feel comfortable buying there. Okay, maybe you do. I'm not telling you to buy it. I'm not telling you not to buy it. I'm just showing you the bearish side of the scenario, and I'm showing you the bullish side. Now, if it goes up to 13.5, I would feel very strongly that we would then have a correction that would probably last 45 to 60 days. And in that correction, I would expect price to come back. And again, these are guesses, folks. We don't know what's going to happen. Nobody does. But what I would expect is price would come back down, do some crazy stuff along the way, and probably fall back down somewhere between $71 and $5,500. Somewhere in this range would probably be where we had an opportunity to buy. Again, maybe not. Maybe it never comes back down to those ranges. But even if it goes to 13.5, I know there's people saying, oh, it'll never come back down if it goes that high. Of course it will, right? Just a matter of how much. How much is it going to come down? And typically we see retracements on smaller moves to the 61.8 fib. On bigger moves, not at all uncommon to get down and do some consolidating between the 61 level and the 78 level. Okay? So the thing is when I look at that, I still don't have any fear of missing out because, there's a huge difference in buying at $9,200 or $9,300 and waiting and buying it, even if it's $7,200. That's a huge difference, right? It's almost 25% more Bitcoin for your money just by being patient. Now, if you're going to trade, yeah, it's a huge difference because if you buy at 9 and it goes up, that's a $4,000 profit. But if you're talking about holding, long-term investing, what's it matter? What's it matter, if it goes up here before it comes down here? It doesn't matter at all, right? Long-term. So anyway, there's a bearish case. There's the bullish case. As far as what I'm doing personally, I've, last week and moving up to last week, I'd already cashed out about 65% of my portfolio to fiat because I did expect it to correct. I did not expect it to get to where it's at right now. Just full disclosure, I was wrong. I figured that we would correct. I thought we might come up and make a double top around 90.90 and then correct. It didn't happen. So not totally sure what's going to happen right now. As a bear, I would really love to see it hit this 38 fib and then, okay, I don't know why it added text. What in the world, TradingView? Come on. So I would love to see it hit this level and then correct. That's what I would love to see. That would make me feel very happy. But I don't know, right? We may go through it. We may go up here and all the way up here. And if we do, I'm just going to have to wait, As far as swing trading goes, it's fine. You can still swing trade the market. As far as day trading goes, it's business as usual, right? As long as you're using stop losses, it really doesn't matter a whole lot whether we're up or down. The only thing that really matters is long-term investments. That's where it's like, trying to buy at the right spots and stuff. You can just as easily day trade right here as you can down here. It doesn't make a whole lot of difference. Okay. So let's jump over and talk about another coin real quick. Let's talk about Litecoin. I don't have a chart for it, but I will just tell you this. Litecoin this week is going to be about 7 weeks from the next halvening. It has kind of, well, hell, let's just go over to it real quick. And this is on Bitfinex. I usually look at Coinbase, but that's fine. You know, it seems to have stalled out a little bit here. So it could be that we are just, you know, prepping for another leg up. And if so, I would expect, I don't want that. I would expect that next leg up maybe to put us up around like, oh, I don't know, maybe 210. Let's see what that looks like on the fibs. Oh, that would be interesting. Oh, this is way different from Coinbase. Coinbase's high was 420. I'm going to pull up Coinbase. I don't know anything about Bitfinex. I don't trade Bitfinex. So let me pull up Coinbase. I'll show you something kind of cool. Yeah, I realize this is long, but I just want to give you guys a little bit more in-depth thing. It's Father's Day, and I wasn't online today as much as normal, but I figured I'd do this real quick. Okay, so here we go. All right, so if we look at the bigger picture from top to bottom, look at this. 220 would be the 50% fib. So that would be interesting, right? That'd be really interesting if we had a continuation that, you know, took us up to, what I say, it was about a $70 move here. It's only 47. What's different here? Maybe the whole move? Yeah, 70, about 80 bucks maybe. I don't know, 80 bucks up, about 205. I don't know, I can see it, I guess. Maybe we can make another move. I tend to think that maybe Litecoin is done, right? We're moving into this halving. I'm really looking more for a spot to unload the rest of my Litecoin. All right, still have about 35%, cashed out 65% already, and I'm just looking for a place to sell, right? And then if it does go up, I would like to buy some Litecoin back. Not all of them, because some of those were just bought for the sole purpose of trading them. But I'd like to buy some back to hold, right? If we do go up to, let's say we just go up to 205, you know, just ballpark it here. You know, might be able to buy back around $60 to $91, somewhere in that range. That'd be kind of cool. I'd be totally happy with that. If we go up and test a 38 fib and fail, maybe, you know, $55 to $80, I'd probably be a buyer down around 60 bucks. You know, and again, we'd have to see what the charts look like and see what's happening and all that kind of stuff. You know, it's tough to say. You can't just say, okay, a month in advance, okay, this is exactly where I'm going to buy it. But ballpark 50, 60 bucks, maybe somewhere in that area. So if I can sell for 130 or, you know, even 170 would be amazing. And then buy back, I could double or even triple the amount of Litecoin for the same amount of cash. So it'll be interesting, right? It'll be interesting. The other thing that remains to be seen is if this does, you know, run into this, starts to dump, maybe it goes up and then just starts dumping real hard. The last Litecoin halving resulted in the coin dropping about 70% over the course of about 7 or 8 weeks. I would be interested to see if that in any way affects Bitcoin. The last halving, I don't believe it did, but maybe with it being overbought the way it is, maybe that would be the catalyst for yanking Bitcoin down. You know, again, as a bear, I would love that, right? I would love that. And even if you're a bull, you should love that too. If you're a long-term bull, you should be happy about that, because what that means is you'll have an opportunity to accumulate more Bitcoin, right? Do you really want Bitcoin to go up to $20,000 right now? Or would you rather come back, buy more of it, and then it go to $20,000? So when I say I'm a bear, I'm actually a bull in the biggest sense of the word, because I'm excited about buying more Bitcoin. That's the only reason that I would like to see it pull back, is so I can buy more of it. But with all that being said, listen, the video is getting long. We're coming up on, you know, over 14 minutes now, so I'm going to go ahead and cut it there. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got some value out of it. If you are watching it on YouTube, please be sure and give it a thumbs up and leave me a comment. Also, if you're not a member of the Facebook group, there'll be a link in the description. You can come hang out. Free group. I try to share technical analysis in there and just overall crypto news and whatnot. And of course, if you're already in the Facebook group and that's where you're watching this video, please be sure and give it a like and leave me a comment. As always, remember, I am literally some guy sitting in a spare bedroom. You should always do your own due diligence before making any type of investment, especially in cryptocurrency. And nothing in this video is financial advice. All right, this is James with Crypto Quick Start. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you in the next video.